What is up, my guy? We're in week 25. That's Pooh. That's D Rose in high school in Memphis. Even though we cooked them, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. You know what I mean? Of course, we always start with Merriam-Webster's word of the day, which is bereft, and that is to be deprived or robbed of something, or to lack something that you need, want, or expect. So, pretty much, if somebody short you, for lack of a better word, so do that information what you will. Don't let people be out here bereft in you. I don't know if you can ing that, but I did. We started out with the working out. I didn't. I'm a chunky monkey. I'm at the weight that I don't like being at. No excuses. We'll talk about it when it's something to talk about, but for right now, it ain't. So, whatever. Work. 425. What can I say about work? That would be up until. Actually, y'all should be on. So, again, pace is picking up, doing better. But some of the, like, just small things I'll forget. I did have like a one-on-one with my manager, and it was like, not my manager, but someone else that was a higher up. And it was like, hey, you're making a small mistake here, there. So tighten up in that regard. Other than that, your pace is picking up. You're, completing. I'm keeping up with the pace as far as the cases they want completed, but want to complete it with 100% accuracy. So it's like, literally, you're at 95% accuracy with most of your cases. So I'm doing good, but I'm not doing perfect, which I'm not mad at it, because like I say, coming in, no experience, and to have got where I got with the training that I received, and for it to be, like I say, not just myself, they've made some, hey, how all of these functions to everyone that's started since I started, because clearly you all didn't grasp what you were trained on. It's like, oh, okay, do I want to be in that group? No. But the fact that it's almost everybody and not just me makes me, okay, I'm not, necessarily the problem. You know what I mean? And some of these people have over a decade to almost 20 years of experience. So if you got people that's been doing this, making mistakes, and I have, 2 months of experience now, and I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay. I ain't tripping. So, and again, we had 90+%. The goal is to get to 100. I just, hey, I do what I got to do to get to 100. It's not for lack of effort. This is where we're at. And the bigger thing is, honestly, like I said, we had a bunch of different trainers. And one trainer, as you know, with any job, career, whatever the case is, typically you love for things to be uniform. That's just not normally how it works. If I've been doing this for a year and my brain works one way, you've been doing it for 5, you found that this is more efficient for you, and somebody else been doing this 20, and then the owner been doing this since they was a kid, on and off, or whatever the case was. Those 3, 4, 5 different people can have 3, 4, 5 different ways to skin a cat, essentially, you know what I mean? So it's like, I was taught by literally 7 to 8 people who all skin a cat. Why are we skinning the cat? I don't know, but we all skinning this cat different, or all of them were skinning it different. So I'm gonna make my own recipe from the 7 or 8 people I learned from and my own experience to skin this cat. But now I'm dealing with a new, this is your direct manager, your direct report, whatever. My manager skins a cat different from all 7 or 8 of y'all and me. But, it's like, it's not about how I skin the cat. If I don't skin the cat the way the manager does, then I'm out of compliance. I'm not, meeting my metrics. I'm not reaching goal, because ultimately that manager has to say so if this is correct or not. Even if I did it 100% right, the way trainer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 would have did it, I'm not under any of the trainers. You're under this manager, and what they say goes. It's like, kind of like school or whatever. Okay, first through whatever grade I was taught this, it don't matter what you was taught last year, you're not in that grade, you're not under that teacher. I'm your current teacher. If you want to pass, you do it the way I said. That's essentially what this was, or how this is. So, we're figuring it out. Like I said, I'm feeling better with what I'm learning and where I'm at with it. Do I always agree? Like I said, everybody does it different. So even when it's like, hey, change this, or you gotta, like I said, 90, 98, 97 on this, because I would have done this, or I wouldn't have said that. I can't even say that I'm, like I said, even if I don't agree that I'm wrong, and if everyone else would agree, you know, all the other trainers, managers, whatever the case, it doesn't matter. This person has the final say so on my final grade. So I change it, or I see what you're saying. Do I agree with it? Maybe not. But while I'm under his or her tutelage, management, whatever you would call it, hey, when in Rome, you got to do as the Romans do. He the Roman emperor, so I got to get down how this person says get down. You know what I mean? So, like I said, but I'm feeling good with what I'm learning and where I'm at with it. Just keep grinding it, keep improving. So that's work and anything with the cheering. Let's say my youngest had oh wait a minute, was that on there too? Hang on. I don't think so. I said 18th, 25 is the 18th to it was. So this week was also Father's Day, which that was cool. I went kicked with my pops for a minute. Gave him, you know, what I had for him. And that man old, man. I only say that because part of it is he older. The second part of what you calling it here? I can't go in there looking like this. I can, but I'd rather not. No. Please be here. Say that. Okay, we're good. I forgot, but I look crazy. I stopped by to see, I think I was already over there. No, I wasn't already over there. Okay, I remember. I gotta get to that because with the jobs or whatever, so I'll get to that. But yeah, he was taking some time off, and my pop worked typically 6 days a week. So I called him on a Saturday, and he usually work a half a day on Saturday. And so I was like, what's up, old man? You working? Nah, man, my knee was bothering me, this, that, and the third. And he had it like wrapped up or whatever. So, you know, I just took the day off, whatever. That two things can be true at the same time. Your knee might have been bothering you, but your butt ain't worked today because it's World Cup on too. So it might have been both. The knee might have been, it got a little, a little something to it. But if your knee was hurting and it wasn't nothing good on TV, no sports for you to watch, because I don't even know him to watch movies. I only see him watch sports or the news. That's it. The only two things I ever see that man watch. And it's the World Cup, and my pops is West African, so soccer is his, first love. So, man, whatever, you're not fooling me, dude. But anytime I see that man take a break or enjoy it, sir, you deserve it. I feel you should retire. If I was in I'm 30 years younger than you, and if I could retire, I retire today. So, you don't work a long time, and you have a labor-intensive, physically demanding job, sit down. He just can't. He don't know what to do outside of work. So it was cool to see that. Like I say, he enjoyed for the most part. What was crazy, and it'd be real cool, man, when I be remembering, like, again, when if all goes was playing, I look back at this a year from now and I'll remember this. I was like, well, I don't know what it'd be, because I think last year, what happened last year, Father's Day? If I'm not mistaken, I think one of my aunts passed. His sister passed. This week, last year around this time. And so he was like, I appreciate all y'all got me last year, but it just wasn't in the most Father's Day mood. Like, I didn't see her being the first one to go, whatever. So that was what happened last year, Father's Day. This year, we sitting there, we laughing, whatever. I run upstairs, grab me something to eat. I come back down here on the phone. And he's like, you really, ruined my day with this or whatever. I did not, want to hear something like this. Not selfishly. Like, again, my pops, not from here. And he don't always know how to say stuff the right way. But long story short, what ended up happening was he was on the phone with a lady from back home who he had, again, he's a plumber. He'd done some work at her house, when she went back home to visit. I think he said she left for 3 months. And he went and did some work for, I think the daughter's she has multiple kids. And the daughter that was living with her is maybe her somewhere between her early to mid 20s. I don't think she's in her 30s. No, not early 20s. Mid 20s to 30. So, this ain't no little kid, you grown or whatever. And so when the mom went back home, she was zilling the payments back so the mortgage could be paid. Tell me why this girl stole the money, never paid the mortgage. So the mom think everything good. She get back home, it's a foreclosure sign on her house. She got to come up with, it was like over $10,000 to pay to be able to keep the house, stop the foreclosure process. I ain't never owned a home before. I done only rented or whatever, and I only rented one house. Everything else been apartments. But whatever all that process includes, it came up to over $10,000. I remember that for sure. And she didn't have it, like, cause I done sent it already. You know what I'm saying? It's gone. The daughter doesn't have it. Daughter ups and moves to Houston, randomly on the whim. Her and her kids, no job, staying with somebody else that she know, I don't know. You know, I'm gonna mix up the details and tell no lies. She moved to Houston with somebody. No, she stole this money. Know her mom's situation. Her mom, she tells her mom, oh, I apologize. That lady had been in that house for 28 years, almost 30 years, since 1998. You grew up in this house. You was living with your mom in this house. And you just selfishly, once you up and ready to go, so I guess, a part of that money went to the move to Houston or whatever. You up and moved to Texas. Then she apologizes and fixes her lips to say, she's staying with somebody else. She don't have her own place in Texas. Well, you can come stay with me in Texas. Big. And he was just like, I can't imagine none of y'all doing something like that to me, but you empathize, you empathize with people when you hear that, like, man, I don't know what I would do. And he has the money, so, first of all, his house paid for. It's been paid off, if not 2 years, at least a year now. So, ain't no mortgage. You did good, that's gone, whatever. 28 years, I'm typically 30. So I would hope, unless it's like took out a second mortgage, borrowed against the equity, something like that. At 28 years, no longer than maybe 5 more, she should have been back done. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if she didn't do nothing extra, mortgages are typically for 30 years, so she should have been back done. 28 years in, and you undo all that, and I lose my place to stay. Hey, ain't no holidays, ain't no birthdays. It's good you're in Texas. Don't come back around me. So he was just like, when she said it, like, I guess she told him what happened first, and he like, oh, maybe somebody posed as a family friend, some kind of businessman, somebody did, elder financial abuse against her or whatever, finagle the bagel and finessed her up out of her house. But then she fixed her, listen, no, my daughter, he was like, the girl that when you was back home, and I told, like, he joked with her, like, I'm mad at your mom, she didn't tell me she was going home, I would have, talked to her, or maybe sent some money or whatever, but she just randomly went. He was like, that same girl that you was sitting there, that was in the house, so you could do the work that I needed done while I was gone. While I was gone, and while you was there talking to her, she was stealing the money for the house, and now the house is gone. So it just threw his mind off, like, I can't believe your daughter would do that. I hope and know, I can't speak for my siblings. He know he ain't got to worry about it. That's just not the man I am. If I needed it, I'll put our pride to the side and just deal with you saying no, and I'll figure the rest out. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I don't need $10,000 at one time, and even if I do, I have my own. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, she took it and undid 28 years of her mom's hard work. So it threw him off, and I was like, dang, boy, Father's Day's always something. Last year was your sister passing. This year you get this news and then mess your day up. Don't answer your phone on Father's Day. You just chill. So that was that or whatever. But of course, last but not least, we covered the job. Well, not last, because I still got to go back to 2025. So jobs, man. This was a heavy one. It was a busy week, right? So I didn't have any jobs on the beginning of the week, and I was fine with that because I knew what the end of the week was gonna be like. So we didn't do anything on Wednesday, 18th. So I had a TV entertainment center, and of course we know I done did, man, 20 to 40 of those. If I can go back and count if I want to. I don't want to. I've done at least, I'm gonna say about 30 of them. Minimum, yeah, about 30. I fall in the middle. I done did 30 TV centers, entertainment stands, whatever you want to call them. I'm confident in that. I'm gonna count up later today because now it's gonna bother me. I want to know how many I done did. But I've done a bunch of those, right? Smooth. And I've only had one where it has the top two. Usually it's just something not even 2 feet tall, 2.5, maybe 3 feet, something on. I put it together. It goes on top. Boom. TV goes on top. That's that. And I've had that one where me and one of my bronze, we did it. Luckily, I brought him with me. It was around this time last year, too. No, it was a little earlier than this, but where we had to put one together, but it wasn't just a lower one. It had like an upper that connected in the middle, so it was actually me, him, and Lucky the client was there as well, because we needed all 3 of our hands. So I was like, yeah, I done did one of these before. I don't know about doing that by myself. And luckily, so I ended up bringing my step pops with me. Big Dog came with me. That was his first time coming on the job with me. We knocked it out, and it was dope because he had been telling me, like, if you need help, these are my days when I'm available, whatever. And I think he had reached out to me that week, or we was already talking that week. Yeah, because it was Father's Day. Father's Day? No, we had already did that job. Because it was the week before Father's Day. So, I don't know. He was just like, hey, man, don't forget, whatever. I got XYZ going on. I was like, well, funny enough, I could use your help on Thursday. You said Thursday one day? Thursday? What time? Let him know, like, hey, I got this and the third to knock out. We're going to do it in the afternoon. I'll be ready. Pick him up. We go. We knock it out. It takes us about 3.5. I think about 3.5, maybe 4 hours. We get it knocked out, client satisfied or whatever. And this guy was like micromanaged. He was an older guy. I think if he wasn't in his 90s, he was at least in his late 80s. Grandpa, please sit down. He keep walking. He almost tripping over stuff. Sir, you can't afford to fall in here. Please sit down. So we got it knocked out though. They were beyond satisfied. Gave us a nice tip. That made me feel good. Like I say, I remember being a small kid. My first quote unquote job ever in life, he used to work at a restaurant, and I would go to work with him some days and just draw pictures. And people used to pay me for my pictures. Like, I'm talking between 4 and like 6 years old. I'm not saying it was that whole 2 years, but sometime in between us around those ages. He worked at a restaurant. I would go with him while he'd be working. I'd be sitting there just coloring or drawing pictures and coloring or whatever. And I like that. Like, that's a vivid memory for me or whatever. And I really like drawing dinosaurs when I was a kid. And people would pay me. So to turn around, years later, and he's always been somebody handy with like fixing cars, mowing lawns. He always doesn't use his hands. So I always said once since I started this, man, he would be good at this. So we did it. He was like, oh, this? And I'm like, yeah, I don't, on this job, of course, I'm paying you. I ain't telling the numbers, but I done told him some of the numbers. I'm like, yeah, hey, you can do this. And as you can see, it ain't taxing on your body. Like, I'm gonna get my tools back together, and I'm gonna this, that, and the third. Hey, make your profile, because like I say, a lot of work come my way that I can't do it all. I can send something at your way, and they can look you up. All right, so I'm trusting him, but that felt good. So that was Thursday. Friday was Juneteenth. Black Power, respect to us. I had to work out Friday because I had my first gazebo. Now, we know that I had one in December. And, of course, Uncle Phil came with me. So we did that one. We done been out there, I think, about 5.5 hours. We got one more side in the roof, and we're going to be done. I had a gazebo under my belt, and it was one of the aluminum. So this was light, wasn't nothing crazy, which ended up being a problem because I always say, the wind from the Wizard of Oz came in, huffed and puffed and blew that mug away. So we didn't get to finish it because the wind blew it. A side went 50 feet in the air, or two of the sides went 50 feet up in the air, 150 feet away from us, flipping, tumbling, fell. Of course it broke. Client was mad, whatever. Be mad at your mom. I ain't trying to hear that mess. And you're rude anyway, whatever. But so, we didn't get to finish that one. I had one guy reach out to me, but he didn't have a prefab, like a manufacturer or prefabricated. He wanted us to go like, we done been doing this for forever. And, hey, y'all go pick out the wood, go pick out the materials, and just make one, build it and put it together. I wanted it to look like this. I wanted to have a swing and all. Hey, you got to get with somebody that do this. I need one that already got hose drilled and already know where everything go. So like I said, I reached out to Uncle Phil, like, hey, we could tax for this. And he already saying, he got 4 or 5 neighbors that wanted these too. He was like, bro, I ain't gonna tell you that. That was beyond what my mind and skill set was at. I ain't feel comfortable with it, so that's why I never reached back out. So we missed out on that, and it would have been a couple bands, but I'm like, I understand. So, long story short, this guy reaches out. Yup, all right, this one, send it to him. We get there. We planned on getting there around like before 9, but it was gonna rain all morning. It was supposed to, so it rained up until 9 o'clock. So we got there like right at 10 o'clock. Get situated, get started. This mother lover is heavy. I was like, I got a little Costco, even though I'm a Sam's Club now, a little Costco hand truck. It's like, all right, it's cool for boxes, maybe up to like 200 pounds or something like that. Nah, that thing was 700. Some of them boxes, I think the heavy one was like 300 or 400. Nah, I can't trust it. I'm better move this on this hand truck. So we dragging it. Yeah, gang. Nah, I got to get a heavy duty hand truck. So we get it back there, whatever, get everything, put it out, get started. The guy, they great hospitality because it get warm. It had rain that morning and wasn't no shade. But we out here just baking, turn up, let your backside cook, turn over, let your front side cook, or whatever. So we knocking this out or whatever. And what time you guys going to lunch? We'll probably go around this time because like we got to go leave to pick up our kid. We'll be back. We're in the backyard. We can thug it, long as y'all good with us being back here, we'll be back here. But when y'all leave, we might go get lunch. We don't. We stay working or whatever. Like I said, great hospitality. They make sure we stay hydrated. All kind of drinks, waters, little packets to mix in with electrolytes and rehydrate yourself. Great host, right? Smooth. We don't make it to lunch, so they're like, well, do you guys eat pizza? Yeah, all right. So they order some pizza, everything goes smooth. The guy, a couple of his friends one of his friends and his family come over, and he's like, yeah, man, because we had another friend in the neighborhood. He ordered one of these, and it took 8 guys 8 hours to put it together. I was like, dang. He's like, yeah. He's like, well, actually it was 9, because I came and I helped for a little bit, but after about an hour, I said, nah, y'all got this. This is not what we do. We IT guys. I'm leaving. And so he's like, it took them 8 hours. So 8.5 dudes, because I was there for a little bit of the time. It took us 8 hours, and it's just 2 of us. So we know what we doing. That, that's not their Phil or whatever. Uncle Phil know what he doing, but it's still on the 2 of us. Some stuff you just can't speed up. You know what I mean? So like I said, we got there at 10 o'clock. We finished and was pulling out at about 10:45. That thing took 12 hours. And I charged okay for it. I charged the aluminum price. But for that one, I told them, moving forward, if I see that one and it's that size, yeah, nah, we gotta, we're gonna double that. I'm asking for almost 3 times what I charge. Cause this all day, this heavy. Nah, bro, you get what you pay for. If somebody else will do it for what we just did it for, kudos to them and kudos to you for getting it for that. But ain't no way on God's green earth I'm doing that again for less than a whole ticket. You gotta come out your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Again, you're gonna get great work. We drilled it into the ground, we staked it down. Everything was solid, bro, but this take time. I'm sweating from everywhere, places I ain't even know I could sweat from. And so, yeah, nah, we got a text for that one. But so that was Friday. That was an all-day job. Saturday, I had 2 jobs. I spoke about this lady before. She from where my pops was from. And I had put some things together for her. She told her friend about me. Her friend had reached out. She was supposed to have moved. Wanted me to help with the move. I'm like, all right. Take the bed apart, put the bed back together. Help with the move. I ain't no moving company, but if it's simple enough, I knock it out, which this one was. Now, we know that last one that I did a few weeks back, I finessed myself. That was moving to the 3rd floor. It was just me. Yeah, no, This one, she was moving from the 2nd floor to the 2nd floor. It wasn't no crazy whatever, and she didn't have a whole bunch of heavy stuff. Her son was, excuse me. I ain't crying, y'all. Her son was there, son-in-law was there, and daughter was there. So it was smooth. Like, we got everything on the trailer. Took 2 trips because I helped with the boxes, even though we didn't agree on it. She was one of them ladies that was, no, we said, no, we didn't. I know we did. Because that's why I was saying get a trailer. We was just talking about the big stuff. Your bed, dresser, some tables, couches, stuff like that. We ain't say nothing about no boxes. Because even when I stopped by that week, the week before, 24, and we was talking about the job, you pointed out these things right here. This stuff, this stuff, this stuff. That's what you try to sneak the boxes. I'm like, she was like, yeah, well, not really. We might have to get some of the boxes because it'll be 2 SUVs here. So I'm like, yeah, if you're going to have 2 SUVs, most of them boxes can go in the SUV. Like, I'm here for the big stuff. Then I get there the day of, and she like, yep, so all the big stuff, this, that, and all the boxes. You said it's going to be 2 SUVs? Oh, yeah, no, neither one of the SUVs is going to be in here. You know what? Again, you one of them ladies like my mom. You know this ain't what you said or what I agreed to do. But you're going to take advantage of my kindness. Whatever, lady. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just get it done. So I do. We move everything. I take the bed apart, take the bed down. Son take like, I think he get there like 45 minutes after I do. No issue. Me and her been making progress, just bringing stuff down. I'm like, we're not even going to load it because I got to, play Tetris. So I need to see how I need to load it before I load it. So we, Tetris music. I'm an 80s baby. So play Tetris or whatever once our son get down. We get everything down. Boop, 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 boop. We get everything strapped up. It's about 15 minutes away. I'm like, I ain't even gonna take the highway. I ain't even risking it. I ain't trying to go no faster than about 45 miles an hour. So I'm slow rolling, just cruising or whatever. And I know I got everything tied down fine. Like, it's mostly big stuff. And the trailer that I had has a high door on it. So nothing gonna go nowhere. Everything packed in here. And I got everything tied down. But just, where you normally see furniture at? On the highway. Somebody ain't you going too fast, hit a bump with it. I ain't got time for it. I ain't in no rush, baby. So, oh my God. I get there and I'm like, cool. Let's get here, drop this stuff, run back, since I got to get all these other boxes and stuff, do a second trip that wasn't planned. and I still got to come back and do the bed. It take them an hour, cause she didn't have the lights or something cut on first, and you had to have your lights cut on before you could get the key. I'm literally sitting for about an hour waiting. Wow. And I got another job scheduled for the day, so I'm just sitting here. Like I said, son got there 45 minutes late. Now that this 2 hours, I need a big tip. I don't get no tip. Let me go ahead and cut to the end. Don't get a tip, but whatever. So I sitting there waiting. They finally come with the key. Boom. We start just running and gunning, running stuff up. I'm like, I gotta run back. So as soon as we get this stuff up here, I'm gone. All right, cool. Get it up there. Run back to the house. I go back. The brother, they beat me there because I stopped to get some water. So I'm like, been out in the sun. I'm working up and down these steps. Getting a little dehydrated, so I run to grab me something to drink or whatever. Run to the store, give me something to drink, and use the bathroom. Cool. Do that. They beat me there, and I got a trailer. They in a little, sedan, so they going faster than me anyway. So they beat me back. Cool. That's fine. I get there. Boom. Part 2. Taking all these boxes, throwing them in, table, all whatever furniture. We fill the whole truck up with everything, because I'm not coming back after this. I'm gone. Get everything we can on there. After that, the brother-in-law like, man, whatever else, we'll just work it out my SUV. So I'm like, let's just make sure we get the big stuff. We do. We get it, everything that we can situated. Boom. All right. Run back. I'm like, hey, y'all can go out there and unpack, and I got to get that bed together. I run upstairs. I get the bed together. By the time I'm finished with the bed, they got everything out smooth. I'm like, all right, I'm out of here. Now, me and this one right here, me and my baby, she take care of me, right? And I know what she could do. So like, this is silly. I'm way too old for this. But I'm one of them people that I know my car. I know how much I can get out of it, even if I'm on E. I should never be on E, because I'm blessed enough to always have gas money. Like, I can keep my tank on full, even though gas is expensive, you know what I'm saying? But I just stop and get it at this time. So when we leave from the house, the apartment the first time going, like, my car give me about 30 miles before I run out. And I never run out of gas in this car. And I done pushed it that whole 28 to get to the gas station, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, we straight. I know how much I got, whatever. Forgetting that I got the AC on, and I'm pulling the trailer, and I got a trailer that been loaded, I'm burning gas faster. So I'm like, as soon as I leave out here, I'm going straight to the gas station or whatever. Like, let me go gas up, go drop off this trailer, pick up some help, go do my next job. I run out of gas. Like right there, middle of the parking lot where I'm at. Go to I'm like, nah, there ain't no check engine light on. I'm good on maintenance. I'm out of gas. I know I am, because I was on E when we left the first time to go back to the apartment. When I stopped to get the water, I was like, I should get gas now, but I was like, no, because I'm gonna use the money I'm gonna get paid from this job to get gas. Being silly, goofy. So I run out of gas, run back upstairs. Hey man, come on there, I run to the gas station. I ran out of gas. So the son, we hop in the car, run to the gas station, boom, buy a gas can, buy gas, run back, go, drop the I run back to the city. I was gonna bring my oldest with me, so I'm like, hey son, try to make some money. Yup. No, the brother at me on my pop's side, he had said he needs some money. He reached out to me. I said, all right, I got a job this weekend you can help me with. Be ready. I don't play no games. It's out of town. Once I hit you, if you don't, I'm gone. So I reached out. He wasn't answering or whatever. I called him, I texted him. I reached out to our baby brother, the youngest of us three. He don't answer. I reached out to our sister, that's older than me. She answers. We talking about Father's Day stuff, and I'm like, hey, if you could reach this dude, reach out to him. I still have to get another charger. None of my chargers working no more. So I'm like, reach out to him, see if he's trying to make some money. He said he wanted to work with me. I'm about to head out. If he don't hit me back in the next 30, by the time I drop this trailer off, he gonna miss out. So he reached back out to me. Yeah, bro, I'm ready, whatever. Cool. Go grab him. We run or whatever. We knock the job out. It's a good thing I grab him, because it takes us until about 11. We don't leave till about 11 o'clock from this job. So again, he not with me. I ain't leaving till 1:30, maybe 2. But again, he was like, oh yeah, this is all I like, this whatever. I pay him, bro, thank you. I gave him the bigger half, because what ended up happening was, and I still don't have this on me, we were putting together patio sets, one in the front, one in the back. On the front porch, it's like a concrete porch. I didn't have a tarp or anything down to do the job on, right? All right, whatever. So as we're putting it down, I'm noticing, I'm just kind of scratching up these chairs, whatever. It's too late. So I finish. I don't have my blemishes on my mistakes. So I'm like, I'm gonna show her, let the person know. Because it was for a pastor and one of the, they're not parishioners. What you call people who go to church? One of the congregation. She's like his interior decorator designer or whatever. So she was doing that. She helped get the chairs. They got the chairs on sale, whatever. So she was sitting in the car while we were working. She came up to the porch. She was like, I'm gonna show you something. You ain't gonna show me nothing. I was gonna show you, but I was gonna wait till I finished. I was like, I wasn't gonna hide it. I'm gonna take off because that's on me. That's not how I do business. I apologize. So when I did the second set, we did put the boxes down. Still got like a little whatever on it, but when the pastor get there, he cool as a fan, smooth brother, whatever. I'm like, I apologize. I don't handle business like that. Bro, we cool, man. They're gonna be straight. We're gonna sit on them. It's fine. Ain't nobody paying attention to the back of them chairs. Plus, it had like the pillows were big enough where it extended over, so you didn't really see it anyway. He was like, man, don't even trip about that. We good. I was like, well, I'm gonna give you a discount. He was like, you don't got to, brother. We good. Like, you do solid work. I ain't worried about it. So the second set was on their on the patio on the deck in the back or whatever. That was it was wood, but wood deck and wood furniture versus metal, but we still did it on the boxes and elevated to make sure that we didn't scratch. So I was like, I'm glad we had these two. That way you can see on the heat, man, no, you did good work in the front, bro. Don't even stress about it. I got some other stuff. Do you do this, that, and the third too? Because hopefully this the last thing my wife ordered, but I know we got to put some curtains up. We got to do this, that, the third. And I'm trying to get all this stuff done, so I ain't got to be spending no more money. Hey, leave it to me. That's not my business. Y'all got other stuff to do. If she want it, I know you got church, you got other stuff to do. You call me. If I can do it, I'll let you know. I got another partner that's a little more skilled than me. If it's something that I can't do, I could bring him with me, or I could refer you to him. He like, that's perfect. So we knocked that out. My brother, same thing as with my step-pops. He's super appreciative, man. Thank you, bro. This helped me out because it was bunny as my pockets was touching. I had messed up a bag or whatever. Got struck on the dice. Joking, he didn't say that, but he was like, I just blew my money or whatever. So he was super appreciative of that. Cool. So that was that. And then the last job for this week was actually Father's Day. So that's what I was saying when I see my pops on Saturday. It was because I had stopped by to pick my brother up so he could come work with me. We knocked that job out. Everything went smooth. And then Father's Day, like I said, stopped by to see my pops. Stopped by and, I'll be helping out the lady that my partner Clay put me on. And, we feed the less fortunate. So we went and we did that I'm like, I leave for my pops. I'm like, I got to go feed people. So I leave, we go feed them. And then I had a job. Again, another patio set. Funny enough, it was almost the exact same set as the one me and my brother did on the front porch for the pastor. They had got scratched up a little bit. So we knocked that out or whatever. And I was like, I just did this set yesterday. Removed their stuff, threw those away. Everything went smooth. So it was a good day, man. I knocked that out or whatever. That was a good job. Same thing, that lady, she was like, I got some other work. She wanted me to shorten the chandelier, so I need to look at how to remove the links, the chain or whatever, and shorten those. I know that's going to be, I'm not going to say it's going to be simple. I know it's not a long time job. It should be simple enough. So I got to look up how to do that. She got a TV that she want mounted. She was like, yeah, so you could just get rid of that one and throw it away. It's like, I said, a 45, 50-inch TV. And I'm like, what'd you say? She was like, and she in a nice house. She wealthy. She doing pretty good for herself. So I was like, say what? She was like, yeah, no, I don't need this TV, so you could just take it. And she could see the confusion on my face, like, you giving me? She was like, yeah, I don't need it. Every other TV in my house got a room, and I ain't finna bother to sell it or whatever, so just take it with you. Okay, cool enough. Somebody reached out to me. If not that day, like 2 or 3 days later, like, hey, I was calling to see if you had an extra TV. How ironic is that? Crazy. So that was that, and that was all the jobs, man, for week 25. Pool, baby. Derrick Rose. So that was that. And then, of course, we always look back at the week that was last year. Why you looking goofy like that? I'm over to the side, lady. And so last year this time, jobs, what did we have? I remember. I didn't end up getting this job, but the guy had, so this was my last week. We did the rooftop edition, my last week on my contract last year. We ended, and again, same, position I was in. I was nervously excited to see how I did. So all July, we didn't have, we just did the business. We did pretty solid. I ended up starting my second contract for the year 2025 at the end of July, like July 28th. And everything was smooth, man. It went fine. But yeah, that month, I was nervous. And like I, look back now, and I stood on that now. I mean, I did it then too, but I stand in it even firmer now. Like this year, it was from January the 28th to like April 20th where I didn't have a job. It wasn't for, you know, like I said, I had recruiters reaching out pretty frequently, but it was like, now, I said that last year, but, and I stood on it a little bit. My feet planted firm on it now. If you're not paying me what I want to get paid for 40 hours at your job, I promise you can keep it, baby. So like I said, it was funny looking back because I was saying that last year. And even then, like, when the first job I got reached out to, it was like, oh no, I'm not taking it. And it was enough to cover my bills or whatever, maybe do a little bit of Lyft. And you know, I was still expanding my business, so I do as much of my business as possible anyway to expand and build it. And that job would have covered pretty much the basics. So I could have took it, and again, in any other year prior to 2025, prior to starting this business, that would have been a no-brainer. Oh yeah, I definitely take that job. It'll do this, and I just do Lyft, this, that, and the third. But it was like, man, like I say, even back then, it was like, I'm seeing what this is, and some weeks what this can be. Just doing it in the evenings and on the weekend. So, well, where it done grew to by that time, dog, it don't make sense for me to commit to 40 hours at your job making less. Nah, y'all got it. I'm good. So, like I said, I was saying that then, and here we are now. I'm appreciative of whatever job I have, and I take it, like I say, to cover the basics, and the business do the rest. But honestly, how the business has grown and expanded, if I do 40 hours in a week of this, I think I make, you know what I'm saying? But how much? Yeah, like, I'd be super busy. If I stay as busy as I am on the weekends during the week, hey, we'll make a pretty penny, my guy. A pretty penny, which I was doing before I started this contract in April anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, that was cool to look back and see. Like I said, Father's Day, I spoke about that. My pops had lost his sister or whatever. It's just not a good day for him. Hopefully next year's better. And that's what it was. It was that job. So this job, I think he had like 6 or 8 items. And I think to date, that would have maybe been my biggest job ever. You know what I'm saying? And so it was like, oh man, I charged this, he paid that. I'm like super excited. And again, like what I was talking about charging him, I've made that I've made that a few times. I made that a bunch of times now. Yeah, I done had a couple big jobs. So like at that time, that would have been like the pinnacle, the summit, you know what I'm saying? Like the peak. Oh man, I made this. And now like, it's like, all right, cool. That's some groceries. That's doing this with these funky kids. That's paying for that. Appreciative for every penny I get. But like I say, to look at where the growth is like, man, I hadn't made that yet. So looking at that, it was like, oh man, we in there. And now it's like, that's normal, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm still thankful for it, but it don't have the same new car smell, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, now I don't, you know what I'm saying? Why people, I'm on the left side, right? I'm on the left. And I don't understand these people, gang. Why y'all driving on the left side? That's crazy to me. And they'll come over here to the left where I am and look at me like I'm in the way. That's the right is wide open where you're supposed to be. Now, if it was cars coming right here on the left, you know what I'm saying, on this side, my car might be a little bit in that way, but the people that are supposed to be over there, that way, are like going this way on that side, or going this way over here where I'm at. Why? And looking at, I'm not in your way. Why are you over here, crazy? But yeah, man, like I said, it was a good time. And if I ain't mistaken, I think this was one of the reasons why I might have got the kids to come kick it with me or something like that. And yeah, man, like I said, we're making money. We're putting money in other people's pockets. It's a good feeling, man. 2026, like I said, we're moving and grooving, and we know this is literally right about the halfway mark. Nah, that's week 26, so I won't speak on that. But that's it, man. I love you, my guy. Be kind to yourself. Remember, all of our goals we're working on, they're going to happen overnights, plural with an S. It ain't going to happen overnight. Ain't no more talk. Remember what you got to put in to get to your goals. And in the famous words of that chump Rio, if you don't work, damn, I forgot to say it myself. Yeah, if you don't work, you don't eat. And if you don't grind, you don't shine. And we know I'm big greedy, so I got to eat, man. All right, my guy. I'll holler at you in 26. I don't know no athlete's number for 26. No, nobody. So I'll figure out somebody between now and then. Holler at you.